Hello friend, in this video I will be talking about a very important portion of SQL query that often create a lot of problem among the student when they sit for interview. Let me show you the first SQL query. In this query I don't have a where condition. If I scroll down, I have got one more SQL query where I do have a where condition. What is the impact of that? Secondly, if you notice, I have got group by, I have got having, I have got aggregate function both in having as well as in select. So what is the sequence or exactly how the flow of action takes place? So we need to understand this, and for that reason I will be using this graphical representation to explain you the sequence of action, how this SQL query get executed. But let me show you first the table. I have got one table called student where I have got just couple of rows, John and Jane. Similarly, I have a table called enrollment where these two students are taking enrollment in the course. So first what I will be doing is that I have got a student which has got 2 rows, and I have got enrollment, I have got 3 rows. So at first, if you fire the SQL query, let me discuss about what you are supposed to do over here. Is you have to show the student name coming from the alias. S stands for students, and we have to count the number of courses they have enrolled for, and it would be labeled by the name called total courses. From enrollment, that is the table name, alias E, join student S. Now when we are writing this, that from couple of table name, what will happen at first? The from clause get executed. So according to the from clause, what will happen is we are going to create a Cartesian product. So the first table has got 2 rows and the second table has got 3 rows. So 2 into 3, there will be total 6 rows. So the first row is multiplied with all the 3 rows. The second row is multiplied with all the 3 rows. Okay, in that way the thing is working. The first row multiplied with all the 3 rows, the second row is multiplied with all the 3 rows. As you can see, the first row is multiplied, this is the first instance, this is the second instance, and this is the third instance. Similarly, the second instance is multiplied the first time, the second is the second time, and the second is the third time. So that's how 6 rows are getting generated without any condition. Now we are once the Cartesian product is done, and now we will go for the condition checking, and that is, what is the condition? The condition is we have created the Cartesian product. Now we are going to do the join part, that where enrollment should have a foreign key as student ID, which is correspondence with that of the student table student ID. So once you do this, there are certain rows that will be chopped out, those that are not having information. So once you have done that, after the basis of this join condition, we will get only 3 rows who are valid users who has taken admission in the enrollment. So remember, first we are going to apply a Cartesian product where n into m number of rows will be formed, and on the basis of the Cartesian product we are going to do the first join where the foreign key and the primary key will be mapped, and those records that has got these instances, only they will be picked up. So final result will be 3 rows. So based on the 3 rows, the further correspondence will be proceed accordingly. Now after this join, we can have a where condition, but we don't have any where condition over here. But if I scroll down to this particular query, that after we have done the Cartesian product, after we have done the join, we are going to have a where condition that is acceptable. So where condition is allowed after the join, because where is going to work on individual row. Remember this point, where condition is going to be applied on an individual row or on a single tuple. So I'm telling that figure out those students whose age is greater than 21. So let me explode this condition, because this where is missing in my first SQL query. So I have got 4 students over here and their corresponding age. That means I have to find out that student who is above 20. So I did, and these are my enrollment. So internally I have many rows? So over here 4 and over here 8. So 8 into 4, 24 rows will be there in the Cartesian product. Oh, sorry, 24, not 24, it's 32. 8 into 4 will be 32, right? 32 rows will be there in the Cartesian product. Now what happens? On basis of that, we are going to figure out those rows that actually has a valid match. Rest will be excluded, right? Once we have got that n number of rows, on basis of that we are going to do this filterization where student is greater than 21. So what we can see that the Bob is going to be excluded because Bob is 20. So we will work with Alice, Carol and David. That's the reason I have mentioned over here. So keep only Alice, whose age is 22, Carol 23 and David 25, but Bob will be excluded. Fine. So that means whatever step we are going to apply now will be applied on these 3 records, not on Bob. So that's how the where condition is getting affected. So group by will apply on these 3 tuples, not on Bob. So you can have a where condition before group by, or you may not have a where condition. That is also correct. So that's the reason I've mentioned over after join you may or may not have a where condition. Okay, so where condition is going to apply in context to one row. Remember this. These are very important. Many times students fumble over here, and that's the reason why they have been rejected. So the first was the from did the Cartesian, then we went for the join, which actually selected both primary key and foreign key. On basis of that we did the filterization. On basis of that now we are going to do the where condition, and we will pick up only those rows that does match the where condition. Okay, great. So where condition is optional, maybe, may not be. Now we are going by group by. So when you are group by, we have got some parameter based on which we are going to group by. So you can group by student name, or you can even group by on basis of some numerical value as well. I mean group by on student name over here. Sorry, not numerical, this is a where condition. So you are group by on student name as well. Now so student name or department name or product name, in that way you can group them together. So once you have grouped them, okay, so once the group them has been done, now what you are going to do is that you are going to apply an aggregate function, and that aggregate function is going to be like a count. You are going to count, and after that you are going to apply the having condition. So if you look over here, you have done the aggregate function. So you are counting how many students have enrolled on basis of the student name. Right, on basis of the student name you are counting how many courses they have enrolled for. So this is the aggregate function. So after you have counted, then you are going to apply the having condition. So first you need to count that this many number of enrollment has taken place on basis of the student name. So if you come over here, you will find this kind of thing is coming up. So Alice is enrolled for 2 courses, Carol for 3 courses, so 2 courses, and David for 3 courses. So this is the portion where the group, so Alice has been grouped together and we have gone for aggregate function, that is 2. Carol has been grouped together and on that basis we got 2. David has been grouped together, on that basis I've got 3. So this is where group and aggregate function, they are working in parallel. Now once we have done that, now we have to find out the search. Here comes the having condition. So having will be just the condition part over here. So keep only the group that has got more than 2 courses. So that means, remember, group and aggregate, that's the reason I have mentioned the diagram. The group followed by aggregate function, they will work together, but to filter the final result we will come up with the having condition. So there will be a condition over here. So count that group where the enrollment has been more than 1. Got it? So that's how the filterization in context to group is working. So that means having is also a kind of filter, just like a where, but the difference is that where is going to work on a particular record, on a single tuple, but having is going to work on a group. Remember this. So having will always have a group followed by a aggregate function. Okay, so once you have done this, then comes a select. So once you meet this particular condition, then you are going to perform the select the whatever attribute you want to figure out. So once you have found that this is the true value, then you are getting to find out who is the name of the student. That student name is called David. So select condition is basically going to work at the end, and you're going to show the number of courses the student has registered. So select is always going to work as the last part, and if you are getting multiple record, then you can go by order by in ascending or descending order in case if it is there. Okay, so I believe if you follow this entire track record, now you have understood that where will be used and where having it will be used, and how they are going to impact the aggregate function with that of filterization. So I believe this particular video will be helpful to you to make you understand this particular scenario. Remember, all that happens starts with the Cartesian product followed by the filterization of the Cartesian product, and that's where after you have done the filterization you may apply a where condition or you may not apply, and then you are grouping them, and then you are performing an aggregate function. Based on the aggregate function you will be applying again a having condition, and that's how the record has been derived, and on that basis you will get the specific attribute which you want to display. Okay, so I believe this particular video will be helpful to you. Please stay tuned, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.